Don't look so pathetic, Hannah. My mother's voice cut through the warm hum of the fireplace. God, you're always so desperate for handouts. It's embarrassing. We were in the dining room of our family's Aspen Lodge. Crystal glasses caught the light of the chandelier. The air smelled of pine and expensive winter. My grandfather, Arthur, had just handed out 3 envelopes. I opened mine, $20,000. Before I could even blink, my mother snatched it from my hand. She laughed, a brittle, sharp sound that made my stomach twist. "Oh, Dad, stop it," she waved the check like trash. "You know these are from your old, closed account. Don't get their hopes up." My brother Jacob didn't hesitate. He crumpled his check and tossed it into the roaring fire. "Good one, Grandpa," he sneered. My sister Madison giggled and did the same. I froze. I looked at Arthur, frail, shaking in his oversized armchair. And then, for a split second, I saw it, a tiny, almost imperceptible wink. I didn't say a word. I retrieved my check from the table, folded it carefully, and slipped it into my pocket. My face was blank, my heart hammered. Have you ever been the only one in the room who knew the truth, but had to stay silent to survive? I didn't sleep that night. I stared at the check on my nightstand until the sunrise painted the mountains bruised purple. At 9 a.m., sharp, I walked into the local bank. I didn't wait. I went straight to the teller, Brenda, who looked like she'd seen everything. "I need to verify this," I said, voice steady, hands cold. She typed, squinted, typed again. My breath caught. "It's valid," she said, stamping it without blinking. "Funds are available immediately." I stared at the receipt, $20,412. $412 was mine. $20,000 was Arthur's. Real. For my parents, it was nothing. For me, it was oxygen and proof. The Fletchers didn't view money as currency. Money was a weapon. I grew up hearing we were comfortable. But whenever I needed something, a laptop for design school, a tutor for calculus, the well was dry. 2 years ago, I lived in a basement apartment in Denver. It smelled of damp earth and cat litter. Instant ramen for dinner 5 nights a week, because I had to pay for my own Adobe licenses. I asked my father, Gregory, for $2,000 to upgrade my graphics card. "Hannah, we can't just hand out money. You need to learn the value of $1, he said, over his rimless glasses. "If you can't fund your little art hobby, maybe you should get a real job." 2 days later, Jacob drove up the driveway in a brand new Range Rover. $80,000. No job, just a failed tech concept. My mother waved me off. "It's for his image, Hannah. Jacob needs to look successful to attract investors. You wouldn't understand. You don't have a business mind." That phrase, "you don't have a business mind," was their favorite cage. I stared at my bank receipt. The Range Rover, vacations, Jacob's failed investments, they weren't using family money. They were using my money. For the first time, I wasn't looking at my parents as parents. I was looking at them as a design flaw, and I intended to fix it. I drove straight to Arthur's private estate, a stone house hidden in the woods. My mother avoided it. She said it smelled like old books and dog hair. The door was unlocked. Arthur sat by the window, watching snowfall, not frail, waiting. "You went to the bank," he said. "Cleared," I said. $20,000. "Why?" He turned his chair. Blue eyes sharp, piercing. "Jacob burned his. Madison burned hers. You kept yours," he gestured. "Sit." "The trust fund," I said. "It's gone, isn't it?" Arthur sighed. "I suspect so. Your grandmother left $680,000 specifically to you, to be released at 25. Gregory says you deferred it. Emails supposedly from you." "I never sent those emails," I said, voice cold. "I know now," Arthur said, "but I need proof. I'm old, Hannah, not dead. They're already planning power of attorney. If I accuse them without evidence, they'll seize everything." A text buzzed from Patricia. "Where are you?" "Jacob needs that logo for his pitch deck by noon. Don't be selfish." Arthur read it and scoffed. "Selfish, that's their favorite word for you, isn't it?" "They pay my phone bill, co-signed my lease. Let them," I said. "You have $20,000. You are free. he said. I typed back, no. The dots danced. Then, excuse me, who do you think you're talking to? Ungrateful little brat. We put a roof over your head, we feed you. Do this or don't bother coming to dinner. A strange sensation washed over me. Not fear, not guilt. A heavy coat sliding off my shoulders. Arthur leaned forward. We'll call a meeting. I'll transfer the estate early. But first, I need a clean financial audit. You'll be there. They'll fake the documents, I said. I know, he said, a grim smile. And that's exactly what we're counting on. I opened my laptop. For a decade, I'd been the family's tech support. iPhones, Wi-Fi, cloud accounts, all under my watch. They never changed passwords. Within an hour, digital panic began. Files uploaded in real time. Upload Chase statement template. JPG, upload trust fund draft 1, docx. They didn't have the records, so they made them. At 11:45 p.m., the final file appeared. Trust fund statement final, PDF. It looked perfect. Chase Bank logo, correct layout, balance $680,000. But I'm not normal. I'm a designer. I spend 12 hours a day staring at grids, kerning, typefaces. Zoom 300%, 600%, 800%. Sloppy, the 6 floated above the baseline, wrong font, Photoshop CS6, wrong kerning, a screenshot copy job. Metadata, created last night. Author, Gregory's MacBook Pro. They handed me the murder weapon. Digital fingerprints everywhere. I saved the file, looked at Arthur. They took the bait. Did they do a good job? He asked. No, I said, closing my laptop. They used Arial, Arthur smiled. See you in the boardroom. The boardroom was intimidating. Mahogany glass 20 floors above Denver, blizzard outside, warm inside. At noon, the doors swung open. My parents entered like royalty. Patricia in a fur coat worth more than my college. Gregory bespoke suit. They didn't see me. Furniture invisible. Gregory, sorry we're late. Rhodes, we brought everything. Thick folder slammed on the table. Arthur gestured to me. Hannah put it on the screen. $680,000. Clean, convincing. I let the silence breathe. Then I zoomed in. This 6 floats 3 pixels above the baseline. Arial, default Photoshop. Wrong kerning, wrong curves. Yours is wrong. You didn't get this from a bank. You built it badly. Patricia shrieked. She's lying. I showed the metadata, created last night. Gregory's MacBook Pro. You forged a financial document, I said. That's fraud. Arthur leaned back calm. Call them. Security escorted my parents out. Patricia grabbed my arm. We're your family. No, I said. I'm just the help, and the help just quit. 6 months later, the lodge sold. Money repaid. I started a firm for forensic document analysis. Arthur and I spent Christmas in Hawaii. Competence isn't loud, but it ends things permanently.